told an unbelievable story that I found very, very moving. I heard it from somebody who knew the protagonist of the story. It was a Yid who learned in the Lakewood Koil many years ago. And he was married a year or two, and then he was having some help. He was sitting and learning in the Koil. I guess it was his father-in-law who was helping to support him, and then he said he can't anymore, so he has to go out and earn a living. Now, he wanted to stay in Chinuch. He decided to look for a job, maybe a teacher, maybe a Rebbe, a Malamed somewhere. And his wife says to him, he says, really, you're going to leave learning? He says, maybe we could still stay and learn Torah for a little bit longer. And he says, look, I don't want to borrow money. I'm not going to become a Baal Chayv. I have to go out and support myself. He says, yeah, but maybe we can sell something. They looked around their furniture. They already bought it. The first time was third-hand furniture. Who's going to buy? What are they going to do with it? So his wife says to me, you can sell my diamond ring. And maybe we can sit another few months and learn. They say a diamond is forever. You're not going to sell you a diamond ring. She says, what do I need a diamond ring for? You'll learn to another few months. It's worth more to me than my diamond ring. So really, really mean it? He says, yeah, please take it. Says, he didn't know what to. He asked a friend of his, how do I sell a diamond ring? He says, well, go down, New York, there's 47th Street, that's the diamond district. And his friend told him, I know somebody, I have a cousin who has a store there. He's an honest person, you could trust him. Go down and have him give you an estimate of how much it's worth. So he travels down to 47th Street and he comes into the store. And there's a Chassidish Yid sitting there and he said, what can I do for you? So in his vest and he says, I want to sell this diamond ring. So okay, he takes out a loop, and it's not looking at the diamond. He says, well, it's not blue-white. It only has 47 points, whatever that means. And it's got a flaw. I'll give you $1,500 for it. Okay, $1,500. Then the fellow says to him, I'm not so sure. Maybe you should ask somebody else. Another point of view. I've got a brother who's got a shop a few stores down in the middle of the block. Go to him. He's maybe a better expert than me. Ask him what it's worth. So, okay, fine. So he goes down the block. In the meantime, the fellow runs to the back of his office. They didn't have cell phones in those days. He calls up his brother. He says, Shmiya, listen. There's a younger man going to come to your store in a moment. He's looking to sell a diamond ring. Find out from him why he wants to sell a diamond ring. And whatever you decide to pay him for it, I'm in for half. Okay. So the fellow walks into the store and he gives him the diamond ring. He says, tell me, younger man, why do you want to sell this ring? He says, I'll tell you, I'm sitting in Koilel and my money ran out and my wife says I should sell her ring and maybe we'll be able to spend a few months in the Koilel learning Torah. Looks at the ring, takes out his loop. This ring is worth $10,000. So the fellow says, well, do you know it only has 47 points? And it's got a flaw and it's not blue? I said, yeah, I saw. I said, I'll tell you, it's worth $10,000. Okay, so he goes to the safe and he takes out, they have a brown paper bag and the wife comes in a brown paper bag. Maybe it's a minute or something. And he gives him $10,000. On his way out, he says, come back here. He says, here, this ring, you go take this ring, and you give it back to your wife. I don't know how much it's worth, but your wife's worth a lot more than this ring. This story, every person in this story, whether it's the younger man, his wife, or those two wonderful brothers, you know what they are? Every single one of them are Har Sinai. They represent our value system. Any values other than those values are not part of it. They don't come from us. They're a foreign implant. They're not part of our Kedusha. They're not part of the message of Har Sinai. They're not part of Ki Kodosh Ani Hashem Elokeichem. If we have a Ruach Acheres, in a world where everything is about acquisition, everything is about competition, about getting ahead of the next guy, it's all about, those aren't Torah. Those aren't ideas. That's part of the mentality, the Eretz Canaan mentality of the giants, of the physicality of the world. But that's not who we are. We are an Am Kodesh. We are a holy nation.